Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bhavishya Tech. Today I am going to share about experience that is Morgan Stanley and I got selected in that company. So what is the process, how I get call and what is the question they were asked, I will discuss in this video. So for that one I will say please like, share, subscribe this channel to get the such company updates, such company interview process and question and like how they are asking what is the type of complexity question they are hiring or they are asking for that level. So let's start with that. First of all, I got a call from the recruiter that is direct from that company, and then they told like we have a 3 rounds. First round is like assessment round, then again after that if you clear that round, then again they have a two technical round, and after that HR round. So first test in the assessment there is a coding question. One of the question I got in the binary search, and second is about the lexical graphical array related that one. So we have to be properly pass all the test cases to run that program, and that is succeeded and completely I will say run and submitted the code. Then it will be going to for the next level if that code or that logic is correct. So after that, second round purpose, I got the call, and that is again for the technical round. And this position for the full stack development. So that's why here is a requirement for the .NET with Azure Cloud, and plus UI side you have some React or Angular. So for my case, I have experience on the Angular, React also, but more in the Angular. So they ask on the question on the Angular side only for the UI side, and given some sort of the scenario based question, and you have to be discussed and you have to figure the answer and create the some sample code for that one also. So the question what they ask, I will start from one by one, step by step. So let's start with that. From basic to just hard level, I'm just going to discuss here. I already make a list. So they are asked from this Angular UI side, I will start from. So in the Angular, they ask like why we are using the Angular UI side, why we not using the some other one. What is the difference between the other UI component or other UI tools or technology compared to Angular one? So you have to with the briefly high level of difference over then why we are going with the UI with the client side. I will say Angular, not for the other one. Then they just giving you a warm up type of question, basics ones like what is the whole life cycle hook, what is the interceptor and all, how we can pass the data between the parent to child component or child to parent component or common component we have. So how we can create that, how we can share that. So that is how the basic level. But this position for the higher experience, like the 8 year plus experience, so that's why the coding question and complexity of that position is higher. So for my case, they ask deeply with the test scenario, test cases with the some theoretical answer also. So for that one, then again the question after that, the question start like how do you are handling the error when HTTP fails. So you have to give the answer on that, how to handle error when HTTP fails. I already given, and for that one also I want to tell, if you need answer for this question, please comment it down. I will share the list with the question and answer for this one, so that will be going to be help you. And this is prominently asked like if you are appearing for the full stack development and any other company like MNC or some product based company startup. This question is, I think, is a mandatory. They are asking as per your warm up or your, I will say, not a warm up, like as a complexity of the problem you can feel that or you can understand that if you have a good hands on practical knowledge. So next question like how to pass the data between the components. Then next question like explain the importance of the input, output, and event emitter. So these are again because the question asks like sharing the data, passing the data between the components. So you are telling the input, output, decorator with the event emitter. So they are telling like what is the importance. Then next question is how many way, what is the way we have a routing in the Angular. Then next question we have like, is it good practice to pass the data using the services? What is the advantages of services? We have other way or to share the data. So why we are going with the services? What is the importance? What is the good practice? What is the way of to go with the services? And addition of that, they also ask like, if we have a multiple model, is it yes or no? If you giving the answer basis on that, they will put up the question over there. Yeah, we have a multiple model in the Angular. So how you create or how you can pass the data from or pass the communication from one model component to another one. So that one also you have to give the proper answer over there. Then next of like question, what is the need of the Angular pipes? Can you name some built-in Angular pipes? And you have to just create the one custom pipe in Angular also. And apart from that, they are given one sample code with the async pipe. So what is the advantage of that? Why we are using? What is the like flexibility? What is the like main importance of that async pipe with the pipe symbol? Then they have asked like, what is the state management technique you are using? So in my case, I use the RxJS, so I mentioned that. Then they are asking like, what is the full form of the RxJS? What is the purpose of RxJS? What are the observable and observer? Then next they ask like, explain some of the short sample code with the subscribe. Then they ask like, how to subscribe and subscribe in the RxJS. Then next question they ask like, what is the concept you heard or you learn about operator? You have to give the some answer over there also. And they ask like some concept of the command also, like you are using the RxJS, so how to install the RxJS. Next question we have like, differentiate between the promises and RxJS. And in the RxJS, as they are mentioned, so in what scenario, in what requirement in your project you are using the RxJS? Tell me about that one also. So they ask like, with the project wise also, if you have mentioned that project, so they are asked like, you have experience on this one, so where's the use of RxJS, how you are implemented in your project, what is the need of that, what is the achieve, what we achieve from this RxJS in your project. So that question they are also asked. Then what operator you use from the RxJS. Next question they ask like, what is the push reactive versus pull imperative? So after that, this one, that sometimes you feel nervous, but when you hands-on experience, when you started, then it will be going smoothly. So in my case also that is happening same thing. Okay, then they ask like, what is the interceptor in Angular and how to implement the interceptor, giving you some uses of the interceptor. So you can mention like, is a middleware helping to get like modifying request header and all. Like as example, you are using the token, so that token also we are using in my project with the help of interceptor to addition of that. So you can give the scenario with the sample code with the test cases you are implemented interceptor in your project. Okay, now they ask like, can we have provide multi interceptor? You can, you if you have experience, yes or no, you can base this on that, you give the answer. Then next question they ask like, what are the two way of doing the validation in Angular? So you have like one of the custom, one of the inbuilt one. So you can give like template driven form versus reactive form. When we go with the template driven form, when we go with the reactive form. And apart from that, they also given the two snippets of the code, and they're mentioning like, please explain who is in the reactive code or who is in the template driven form. So you have to, if you have real experience, so you have to identify which code is written in the reactive using, which one is written in the driven template driven form. Then next question we have, in what situation you will use what. And after that, one of the like good question in the ng model option, they are asking like, what is the ng model option? Standalone true. And after all of this question, then ask like, what is the latest feature in the Angular 17 and 18 compared to 15, 16 and all. So you have to give the like deferable queue or like control flow, standalone. So they are asking like, what is the standalone and standard difference? Why we are keeping that true? What is the advantage of that? They are discussing more over there. Then um, if you have to be go with some of the scenario, then they are choosing like, which option you choose Angular 17, 18, or Angular old like 15 or 14 like that. Then they are also asked like you have to be migrate from Angular 14 to 18. What is the step you have to be used or what the step you needed. So that is for the UI side, and given the some sort of the code also we have to be right. So that is for the UI side. I will say Angular side. The question they ask. Now we have to be jump in the backend side, in the C sharp backend side. So they already have a pre-planned question. So given the one of the scenario based question. You see, the first they are normally asking like what is the OOPS principle, what is the solid principle, what is the difference between the list queue substitution, or what is the cases where you are violating this principle. So when you have to be used, have you implemented any scenario using the solid principle, what is the advantage of that. Then after that they ask like what is the extension method, and after that what the anonymous method, why we are using the anonymous method. Then after that they also added the delegate event question, what the delegate, what is the types of delegate, single multicast, what is the event, why we are using the event. So these are the question. As a basic one, they ask in the C sharp level. Then with the scenario based question, they ask this question. See, the question they ask like you need to create a system where multiple asynchronous tasks can be run, and at the end of execution, you need to ensure that the system clean up resource properly. The challenges is to implement a custom task scheduler and that scheduler task in the specific order, but also take care of the memory management issue like avoiding the memory leaks when dealing with a large amount of data or reference to the unmanaged resources. So the task may complete at different time, and some tasks may need to run in a parallel while other must be run sequentially. Additionally, the task may throw the exception and you must ensure that all the resources are cleaned up properly. And the requirement they are given like implement a custom task scheduler that enforces specific execution order for some parallel for other. Then ensure that the system cleanup resources are properly work when tasks are completed. Then third, like handle any exception thrown by the task. You have to make sure the system does not crash. Fourth one, like avoid the memory leaks, especially dealing with the large data set or unmanaged resources. Ensure the thread safety with the multiple tasks are executed in the parallel. And bonus challenges as they are mentioning like implement in such a way that the system use the minimum log to maximize the performance using the constructor like semaphorism or task.wait or task.when any properties of this .NET. And for this problem they are given the like 30 minutes approximately. You have to be understand and give the high level low level design also, not a high level, I will say low level design, and how you are going to be implement and what is the your thought on that, what the task, what the process of code you have to be write for this scenario. And as a high level, some guidance they are mentioned in the question like you may need to override the task scheduler classes to implement the custom scheduler, and consider like using the disposable pattern to manage the resource cleanup effectively, and ensure the proper exception handling with the try-catch finally block to clean up the resource even in the face of the exception. So these are the problem with the requirement and guidance they are mentioned, and the total solution we have to be give for this time. I will say they are mentioning 30 minutes on that call. They already in the 30 minutes waited, and after that they told like okay we'll discuss. So in that we have to be discuss, and they ask most of the question from this topic. So that this is the problem for the code level, I will say, as a machine round, I will say, in the Morgan Stanley company. And if you need answer for this one, please comment it down. I will mention, I will give uh, to those subscriber and those comment who give asking this answer also. So for that, please like, share, subscribe, and comment it. So I will give the full answer for this video. Now, one or two question I think more they ask like we have a interface and abstraction. So what is that? And what is the similarity? What is the difference? Okay, then they ask like we have a class A and they are inheriting abstract one also an interface also, and both having a one method like some of the example they are mentioning the display method. So class A how goes to implement that method, and which method from which one is get called first. Like I will say we have an interface, there is a method declaration display. Abstraction also we have their abstract class, their method implement we have to declare their display. So coming to the implementation part, when we are inheriting abstract class and interfaces in class A, so those method which is display method we have to be implement. So which one is get call from which interfaces or abstraction, and who is getting the call first. So this is the scenario they are mentioned. After that they also ask we have a static class, then we have a static constructor, and we also have a private constructor. So which constructor get called first, and then after that we have to give the answer how many types of constructor we can create in the C sharp, and what is a parameterized constructor, what is a copy constructor, what is the main advantage of the constructor. And one question they also ask like what is the difference between the static and singleton, and if we have to create or implement this static or singleton classes, so what type of constructor we have to be create as per the default one. So as a .NET backend side, these are the questions they are asked. And coming to the SQL Server side, they ask most of the they already given the some sort of the query. They ask like what is the output, uh, using the some one of the question they ask like using the case when scenario in the SQL query we have to give the answer. And apart from that they ask what is the uh, performance optimization, like one of the query taking so much time. So how you are going to be validate or check like this query or this thing is taking so much time or too much time. So what is the your approach to get the optimization of that query. And yeah, that's about the question they ask as a UI side, backend side, and SQL side in the Morgan Stanley company. So that's about this today video. If you need any help or any answer for this one, please comment it down. I will try to give the answer with the PDF also. I already maintaining all this answer, so I will share. So that will be helping your upcoming challenges, upcoming interview preparation. So till then, bye, happy coding. Meet you in the next video.